Antarctica, the coldest place on Earth. Temperatures drop to negative 130 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds hit 200 miles per hour. There is no food, no shelter, no rescue coming. I took every major superhero, DC and Marvel, and stranded them there with absolutely nothing. No suits, no gadgets, no teammates, and only one survived. This is how it happened. Setting the rules. Before we get into who survives and who doesn't, we need to establish the rules. Because this only works if we're fair. Every hero starts in the same location, the East Antarctic Plateau, the most brutal, most isolated stretch of frozen land on the planet. They have the clothes on their back and nothing else. No powers that were artificially given and can be taken away. No calling for backup. No technology. Just the hero, their natural abilities, and whatever their body and mind can handle. And the conditions are real. At negative 130 degrees, exposed skin freezes in under a minute. Your lungs can freeze if you breathe wrong. The wind alone can knock a grown adult off their feet and send them sliding across the ice indefinitely. This isn't a fight. There's no villain to punch. Antarctica doesn't care how strong you are. Let's start with the ones who don't make it, and why. The first to fall. Batman.
No, God!
I know. Before you close the video, hear me out. Bruce Wayne is peak human. He's trained his body to the absolute limit of what a person can achieve without powers. But here's the problem. Peak human still means human. And a human being in negative 130 degree temperatures with no gear, no shelter, and no supplies has a survival window of maybe 2 hours, if they keep moving. Batman without his suit is just a very tough man in very bad weather. His mental discipline would keep him focused longer than almost anyone else. He'd start constructing a shelter immediately, using ice, using his own body heat, rationing his movement. He knows survival training better than any special forces operative on the planet. But at some point the cold wins. Without fire, without insulation, without food for energy, his core temperature drops. And once hypothermia sets in, even the world's greatest detective loses the ability to think clearly. That's what makes Antarctica so deadly. It doesn't beat you physically first, it beats you mentally. Batman taps out somewhere around the 36-hour mark, not because he gave up, because his body physically stopped working. Iron Man without the suit. Same problem, different billionaire. Tony Stark's genius means nothing here. You can't engineer your way out of negative 130 degrees with your bare hands. Tony is actually in worse shape than Bruce in this scenario because Bruce has the physical conditioning. Tony relies on the suit. Without it, he's a brilliant man with a bad heart in the worst place on Earth. Tony lasts maybe 20 hours. The cold aggravates his chest. His core temperature drops faster than Bruce's because he simply hasn't trained his body the same way. Hawkeye and Black Widow, both elite, both exceptional humans. Both gone within 48 hours for the same reasons as Batman. Peak human performance hits a wall when the environment is this extreme. Natasha's training is unmatched, but even the Red Room didn't prepare anyone for the East Antarctic Plateau with zero resources. The middle tier, Spider-Man. Peter Parker's biology is where this starts to change. His body was fundamentally altered by the spider bite, and that includes his resistance to physical extremes. He can withstand impacts that would kill a normal person, but cold is a different kind of threat. Here's the interesting thing about Peter specifically. His spider sense would help him survive in ways you might not expect. It's not just for combat. It's an early warning system for danger. In Antarctica, danger is everywhere. Thin ice, sudden wind shifts, crevasses hidden under snow. His spider sense would keep him from making fatal environmental mistakes that would kill a normal person. But ultimately, Peter is still mostly human biologically. He'd outlast Batman significantly. We're talking days instead of hours, but the cold would eventually get to him too. Peter Parker makes it about 4 days before his body starts shutting down. Captain America, Steve Rogers, is where the super soldier serum starts to matter in a real way. His metabolism runs faster than a normal human, which in Antarctica is a double-edged sword. Faster metabolism means more body heat generated. It also means he burns through energy faster and needs more calories to sustain himself. But Steve's real advantage is his mental fortitude combined with genuine superhuman resilience. He grew up poor during the Great Depression. He knows what it means to endure. He knows how to ration, how to stay calm, how to keep moving when everything in your body is telling you to stop. Cap survives longer than almost every street-level hero on this list. But he's not winning. He makes it roughly a week before the combination of no food, no heat source, and sustained extreme cold finally overtakes even the super soldier serum. Black Panther T'Challa, with the heart-shaped herb enhancing his physiology, is genuinely impressive here. He has enhanced strength, speed, endurance, and senses that go beyond peak human. He's also one of the most intelligent and tactically brilliant heroes in either universe. The vibranium suit is gone. Remember the rules. But T'Challa's actual body is enhanced. And his training as King of Wakanda included preparation for extreme environments. He'd last longer than Cap, maybe 10 days. But without his technology, he's still ultimately mortal in conditions this extreme. The contenders, the Hulk Bruce Banner transforms into the Hulk. And here's the thing about the Hulk that people forget. He has survived in the vacuum of space. He has walked through nuclear blasts. His body generates its own heat through the sheer energy of his physiology. Cold does slow the Hulk down. There are comic instances where extreme cold has weakened him temporarily. But weaken is the key word. He doesn't freeze. He doesn't die. He just gets angrier. And the angrier he gets, the stronger and more resilient he becomes. But here's the catch. Can Bruce Banner maintain the transformation? Without a trigger, without a threat, in the cold and the isolation, does Bruce stay Hulk? If he reverts to Banner, he's in the same situation as any other baseline human. If he stays Hulk, he's one of the last ones standing. Thor, the son of Odin, an Asgardian, a being who has existed for over 1,000 years and has fought in the frozen realms of the Norse cosmos. Antarctica is a Tuesday for Thor. His physiology is fundamentally alien to human biology. The cold has no meaningful effect on him. He doesn't need food in any urgent survival sense. His body generates heat and energy through Asgardian biology that makes the concept of freezing almost irrelevant. Thor doesn't just survive Antarctica. He'd probably find it refreshing compared to some of the places he's been. Wolverine. This is where it gets really interesting. Logan's mutant healing factor is one of the most powerful survival tools in this entire scenario. Cut him. He heals. Freeze him. His body fights back and heals the tissue damage. He has survived being frozen solid in comic canon and walked away. But here's the thing about Wolverine that makes him uniquely suited for Antarctica, beyond just healing. He's been alive for over 150 years. He's fought in wars on every continent. And underneath all of that, he has an animal survival instinct that none of the other heroes on this list possess. He would hunt with his claws in Antarctica. Yes, there is wildlife. Seals, penguins, fish under the ice. Logan would find them. He would eat. He would build shelter. He would adapt in a way that goes beyond training. It's instinct. Wolverine doesn't just survive Antarctica. He thrives in it. The winner. So, who is the last one standing? You might think it's Thor. And honestly, Thor survives indefinitely. His biology makes Antarctica irrelevant, but surviving and winning aren't always the same thing in this scenario. The hero who truly conquers Antarctica, who not only survives but does it in a way that reflects genuine mastery over the environment, is someone a lot of you probably didn't see coming. Martian Manhunter John Johns, the last surviving Martian, and the most underrated hero in this entire conversation. Here's why he wins. Martians are shapeshifters. In extreme cold, John can alter his own physiology, his cell structure, his density, his mass, to generate and retain heat in ways that no other biological being on this list can replicate. He can make himself denser to resist the wind. He can alter his surface area to minimize heat loss. He can essentially become his own survival suit using nothing but his body. He also has telepathy, which in Antarctica means something specific. He can sense wildlife. He can locate the nearest research station even hundreds of miles away. He has a mental map of his environment that no other hero possesses. And his Martian biology means he doesn't need oxygen in the same way humans do, which matters when the wind chill is so severe that breathing itself becomes dangerous. Wolverine survives Antarctica. Thor doesn't even register it as a threat. But Martian Manhunter is the only hero on this list who could look at the East Antarctic Plateau and genuinely figure it out, adapt to it, master it, walk away without a scratch. He's the one who survives. So there it is. Antarctica claimed Batman, Iron Man, Spider-Man, Captain America, and almost everyone else on this list. Wolverine thrives on instinct. Thor doesn't even feel it. But Martian Manhunter, using nothing but his own biology and his mind, is the last one truly standing. And honestly, that's the most comic, accurate answer we could give. John is consistently one of the most powerful beings in the DC universe, and he never gets the credit he deserves. If you disagree with any of these, and I know you do, tell me in the comments. Who do you think actually wins? Who did I rank wrong? If you want the Marvel-only version of this, every Marvel hero, same rules, same conditions, that video's coming. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Antarctica was just the beginning.